You know, I think most people in the blue-collar workforce dream of one day being able to renovate, build, or do something with their own property. So as you know, we bought a 1926 home. This place is 2 years away from clocking 100 years being here. Now inside the building, we have quite a bit of work to do. The flooring's all shot. Everything needs to be replaced. We're gutting down to the studs. Outside gets redone. By the time that we're through with this home, it's gonna look brand new. So in the meantime, I'm building out a 10 by 14 studio in the back and showing you guys every step of the way, not just through framing and the concrete, but concrete framing, siding, windows, doors, insulation, electrical, roofing, paint complete. Now my favorite part about this whole series, since I own this place, I can tell you guys exactly how much I spend. So when it comes to demoing the shed here in the back, when it comes to taking out the trees or drywall subcontractors, painting, whatever it may be, I'm gonna let you guys know exactly what I spend. So by the end of this project, you'll know my purchase price, you'll know how much I've got into it. If we appraise it and decide to sell it, you'll know that price as well. At this moment in time, we're pretty unsure of what we're gonna do with this place. For now, it's just like a passion project. And where most house flippers come in and just ruin things, cut corners, and get it back on the market as quick as possible, I have no time frame. I think it'll be a lot of fun having you guys tag along and make decisions with me so that this place comes out as nice as possible. But without taking up too much of your time, welcome back to a brand new series. This is my 1926 home. This might seem stupid. This is like a home-built dolly, but I have my whole kitchen in my living room right now, all my cabinets, and I need to move all of them into the back of the house. As much as I want to throw this thing out, I kind of need it. That's vintage. That's why we look. That's a perfectly good caulking gun. So these guys do my landscaping on other properties that I have in this area, and I've trusted them to clear out whole entire lots for me. So having them come over here and take out this shed was a no-brainer. Not too bad on cost either. 550 bucks to take out that shed in the back. They set their prices, I just agree to things. So getting that taken out back there was a huge help, and the reason that I personally didn't do it is I don't have a dump trailer up here. I don't have the manpower to want to take that whole entire thing down. I want to dig footings, I want to form a foundation, and I want to pour something. So over the next couple days, I have a tractor showing up. We're gonna dig everything out. I have material getting dropped, rebar getting dropped, and then we're gonna get prepped on that foundation. I'm standing where the old shed used to be. We had a 12-foot wide, 18-foot deep storage shed on the backside of the property here that was built with 2x4 construction. They didn't have a slab or any sort of floor down other than just 2x12 laying on the dirt. So the 12x18 that they had before finished out right here. So you got 1.5 feet of space in between the house and the little shed that they had. I'm okay with shrinking this down to 3. And I'm 2 foot for the retaining wall there. That's 3.5 feet. I think that's plenty big. The other thing is this shed was pulled back so far. It started about here. So you really had to weasel your way around. I'm gonna get get that situated first. So right off the edge of this concrete, I think what I'd like to do is make this the front right here and go 14 feet back. That way you have full access. I'll put in a little fence right here, blocks that off. So we're hooking out there, 14 foot. So anytime we're tying these strings, we can leave a hole like that. We're just gonna loop it around our finger, wrap it up a good 6-7 times, go around there. You're gonna grab both sides here. The side that's attached to the roll, you're gonna go ahead and pull that. What you're doing is pulling the slack out of the line. Pull this one. As you're pulling this one, you're pulling that slack out here. These don't need to be all that tight. And you bring it back. And she's good to go. So how are we gonna make sure, aside from the retaining wall that's pretty busted up, that this thing is perfectly parallel? There's a few ways to do that. You can get a survey which would pin the back corner of the property, the front corner of the property, and then I could string that, then pull over. But with an existing building here, it makes no sense to do that. So I have my line pulled already right along the side there. That's edge of building on the left-hand side. We wanna make sure that this building is parallel to this building, meaning we don't want one to be cockeyed and look crooked. The way that we're gonna confirm that is by running a line from back there down the side of the home. And what we're gonna do is pull a number from that string line to the building here, and from the string line here to the corner of the building, and we're gonna make sure that that number is parallel. If that number is parallel and it's projected all the way out to there, we know that we're parallel from building to building. That really doesn't come into play until we get into form boards. Right now it's pretty rough. We're just figuring out where the building's actually gonna go, the overall footprint, and I'm gonna mark the outsides of it. So once I get mini excavator here tomorrow, I can start digging. But once we get form boards in here and we start throwing in some rebar, we wanna make sure that that thing is perfect. So we know that the front of our building is going to come across right here. In order to figure that out, I can go off the back side of the building here. Same thing, pull a line all the way through. We'll get that going tomorrow. For now, I'm going to mark these out all the way through. We pulled everything to a cross line here and out to here. So from here to the front, we have 14 foot. And then from side to side, we have 10 foot. Anytime you're marking out lines like this, always try to run them past a little ways. I'll try to get it over to the tree and then back to this one here. Reason for that is when you go to dig, you're gonna mess up with the tracks. A lot of the lines that you've got, this will prevent that. Wanted to share with you guys how exactly we're building this thing. I have, what are these guys here? SSTB20Rs. This is an embed that's going to go down into the concrete. All of this embeds here, and then we have our hole down up on the top of it. This will fasten to a double 2x6, and those are going on every single corner. And then we've got 12-inch 5/8, just typical J-bolts or anchor bolts. These 12-inch anchor bolts are going to go every 4 feet, and then at the end of every single plate. Now the area that I'm building at right now, they don't utilize the same plates that we do, these 3x3 galvanized square plates. This goes down on top of here, and then a nut goes on top of it, and that actually fastens the plate down to the slab. Where I'm at right now, they use little circle washers, and that's about it. So I'm overbuilding the heck out of this thing. So I've got that little thing mapped out as far as where I want it to go. Everything looks like it's gonna work out. On the back side though, I've got those trees. There's like 5 trees scattered throughout the back. They're not very big, they're not very tall, but I need to get rid of them. I found a good deal on an $89 DeWalt chainsaw at Home Depot, and I'm gonna go pick it up. I'm not gonna take down the real big ones, but I wanna take down the small ones. At least get some of it out of the way today. I have equipment getting dropped off first thing tomorrow morning, and I wanna make sure that I've got as much done as possible, because the next time that I come up here, I wanna pour that slab, I wanna frame the thing, insulate it, side it, do my electrical, everything possible. Probably won't get around to painting it, but that's okay. As long as the building's dried in, I'm okay. couldn't think of a case where I'd actually need the big flex volt, and I have enough of the 6 amp hour batteries. A couple of them are bigger than I want to tackle. So this one here hanging out over their garage, I'm gonna let someone else take care of that, or at least have another helping hand here. But this one here, this one here and here, these two back here are all small enough that I could drop them myself. Start with this little booger. Doing all right. Down you go. Money. What could I do? I really wish you guys were here to hold this. So I've got the tree harnessed up here, and it's tied off to the back of my Ford. This is actually a lot more enjoyable than I expected it to be. I took down a tree at my personal home, and it was like yay big around and 40 feet tall, and that was not nearly as fun. If you guys want to support everything going on here, my merch website is linked down below. Perfect. So they're gonna work on taking down the other trees over there. I want to clear out all this stuff, flatten this whole thing out, get rid of all this crap. I need this backyard just opened up. Nothing back here is staying. The fence is going as well, but in the meantime, I'm gonna take the fence panel down. That way I can put it back up. They have these old planter boxes. We're gonna get rid of all these. Eventually, this backyard will be flattened out completely. Concrete coming down, gravel pit in the back here, fireplace, few chairs, pergola built up, string lights off the fascia board. This is actually good. It's forcing me out of what I wanted to do. I wanted to just level that pad over there and dig out the footings, and I was about there. I know I can do it quick, but had I done that first, I probably wouldn't have gotten over here to do this. So this is actually a positive. This little Yanmar being a cheap machine is actually kind of nice. Hope my water works. We are winning. My friends, we are winning. I don't care what it looks like as long as it comes out this end. It's coming out of a few spots. Oh boys, my hose doesn't work. Not all that good. Flattening this stuff out with a mini is not fun. A little skiddy. You get that thing in here and just drop that bucket down and drive backwards. Some of the really nice machines have like that auto flattening feature where they kind of like float. Old Yanny over here doesn't have that. Flatten it out so we've got a nice clean area to work. The outdoor space here is going to be awesome. A little bit of water will saturate. Tried to avoid making a mud pit. When I was younger, working with my dad or my grandfather, anytime we had a hose out and they were doing anything with tractors, I just soaked everything. It's fun standing there with the water hose. Since we're sharing numbers on this project and you guys know exactly how much I've spent on every single item from start to finish, which I think is really cool. The tractor was $258 for 24 hours. I get to use it for 8 hours during that time. A week is $773. That is so cheap. The real life hack when it comes to getting equipment is renting it on a Friday. If you rent it on a Friday, you don't have to return it till the following business day, which is Monday. Therefore, you get the equipment, you get it Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Now, the thing about that is you can't use the equipment for more than 8 hours, but being honest with you guys, if you get a piece of equipment like this, I rented this at 8:30 this morning, I'm not gonna put but 3 to 4 hours tops on this machine the whole time that I've got it. I have downtime in between things. I'm not gonna operate till 8 o'clock at night. So getting it on that Friday, you only pay for a single day, you get it for 3 days, and you can use it for up to 8 hours. But all in, $258 on the excavator, and we have $45 on the tilt deck trailer that I rented as well. So total on this one is $345.18. Not bad. Much better. Helps having multiple people. They were able to climb up to the top of them, lop them off 4 feet at a time. Oh, a little heavy. There we go. It doesn't like it. I'm just gonna leave this here until I get another Mini over here. Got it flat enough for me. I'm gonna take off that little hump right there and then snap my line back across, kind of eyeball them. Doesn't have to be perfect. These footings are gonna be huge though with this 16-inch bucket. I wish I would have got a 12. I asked for it. I'm gonna flatten out this one little spot right here. We got a bit of a hump. Fill that in a little bit. Someone's having a fire. So the last thing I want to do is hand dig any of these footings because I have a tractor here, but the problem is the track just came off of the tractor. We've had reach lifts and stuff, but we just call somebody to come out and fix them. I'm not savvy in that whole realm of things. but I backed up a couple times and managed to get the thing back on. So let's dig out that last footing. So the last thing I want to do here is pick up a shovel. Time to get out of here. Yeah, I've been here for 5 days. And in those 5 days, we went from this house being vacant to now looking a little bit more like someone's living here. We got Ring cameras finally set up. If you guys want to know about any of the products that we're using, everything is linked down below. This trip's been a learning curve for me. I'm not from this area. I don't know anybody here. So for me coming up here, trying to figure out who can do what has been a very difficult thing. Finding a drywall subcontractor that'll show up and give me a price, it's a little difficult. Now I've got a couple leads. I know a couple people in the area now that have connections and it's been super helpful. I'm happy with the progress that we've made so far. You know, we took the backyard area, completely demoed everything, got rid of the old planters that were back there, got rid of the stuff that was mounted to the side of the fence, and I scraped the whole entire lot clean. On the backside over here where the studio is going, we demoed that shed. I shouldn't take credit for that. The landscape crew demoed that shed, got rid of everything. I did cut down a handful of trees with this 20-volt DeWalt chainsaw. This little thing worked great. If you guys want to, links in the description down below. Go check it out. I got it on sale for $89 at Home Depot, and that was a steal. The landscape crew came in, climbed all the way to the top of them, and chopped down the big ones that were overhanging onto the neighbor in the back's home. So I'm thankful they did that. I dug out the footings even though they gave me way too big of a bucket. They gave me an 18 instead of a 12, and I didn't like it one bit because my footings are now this wide instead of this wide. I will pay for that later on. My hope is that one day this house is nice enough for my kids to want to come up here and have a little winter getaway. It's always sunny in California, so as crazy as it sounds, during the winter we go to the snow. And I think we're not too far away from that. We've got everything lined up for demo on the inside. We'll get into that later on though. Episode 2 though, we're diving headfirst into that foundation, and I'm looking forward to having a solid place to sleep where it's actually somewhat nice inside. Not gonna lie, the inside of this house isn't all that great. We'll talk about some foundation tips, some forming tips, all the embeds that are going into that, how we're building it different than how they build here, and much more. See you guys in episode 2.